Welcome to Really Cool Stuff for the Home podcast, sponsored by HomeWorks. And now with today's show on all the ways to improve your home is your host, Denise Sanchez.
Hello, everybody. This is Denise Sanchez from HomeWorks, Really Cool Stuff for the Home. And our store really does speak to this really cool stuff for the home. We do not bring anything in that we wouldn't have in our own homes. So we're very, very selective. And we try to find a place for each brand that we carry, that there's not going to be a redundancy. You know what I mean? So there is one particular brand that we carry, and it is from Italy, and it's called Verona. And the North American distributor is EuroChef. And with me today, we have Will Gray from EuroChef USA. He is the regional sales manager for EuroChef and the Verona brand. And hello, how are you doing, Will?
Good, Denise. Thank you so much for having me.
Now, this brand is kind of cool, y'all, because, just like the inspiration to create something delicious. That's what's on your website. The inspiration to create something delicious. The art of cooking crafted in Italy. And actually, this is out of Verona. I mean, where was it? Venice, Italy. So we're right in the heart of the best food in the world being created in Italy. And I wanted you to talk a little bit about this brand, but before that, I wanted to talk about EuroChef, who you are, and what you've been doing for the last so many years that I've been doing business with you. My company's been doing business with you, I think, for right at 15 to 20 years. Is that right? Very close?
We're celebrating our 20th year this year.
Okay, we've been probably with you since day one.
So that's terrific.
Tell me a little bit about your company and about you.
Well, the best thing we have about EuroChef is we always try to do something that's a little bit different. And we try to be exquisite, we try to be unique, and we try to be exclusive. And I think over the past couple of years in this industry, a lot has changed where before you had a core business, which was your KitchenAid and your Whirlpools and your Maytags, and then you had your luxury end, which was your Wolf and your Sub-Zero, Gagano, and Miele. And I think I saw your video last week with your representative from Miele, and it was actually a really good podcast for you, where it came back and talked about how impressive their line is for Miele and some of those products they offer. We do the same thing with EuroChef and Verona, where we try really, really hard to make that niche that as the market became more saturated in the past couple years, we're always fighting to find new ways to keep ourselves different or more unique than everybody else that's playing in the same field. And how we do that is we have some exclusive pieces that nobody else has. And that really answers the questions for those dealer owners that say, what does Verona give me that's different than somebody else? And how can you make yourself different so that I can sell you and not be competitive with everyone else?
Exactly.
And we actually have a couple key ways that we can do that.
And how is that?
Well, we're the only one in the industry that has a 36-inch prestige double oven.
That is very unusual, very.
Yeah, and people like it for the opportunity that if you wanted more space, where the marketplace does have the vertical double ovens and a couple of different core pieces, we're unique where we have it horizontal, and nobody else has that in a 36-inch platform. So somebody who wants to come in and show Verona and not have competition and have exclusivity, we offer that to our customers.
And it really does serve well. I know, in the U.S., we always think bigger is better. And certainly we think that way here in Texas. Bigger is better. But when you think about it, even if you have a huge 36-inch oven, how many things do you usually put in there? I swear, every time I want to put something different, it needs a different temperature, right? Yeah. Or a different placement. So it doesn't always work out. So having those two ovens really is very, very smart. And I find that people will tell me that the small oven is their most used oven.
It's true. And you come back and think, Denise, when you host holidays, whether it's Easter, Christmas, or Thanksgiving, and everybody always has multiple things they're trying to cook, and they're trying to cook it 2 or 3 different ways at 2 or 3 different times. And that never really there's cohesion's never really there when they're trying to cook things together. So the uniqueness of having two ovens, and if you do it in the dual fuel or the electric, you have the chance of having convection at the same time. That's going to help speed up that process as well.
Right.
But I've always used it where I have a slide that I use up here for my Northeast dealers that when you think about Thanksgiving, Christmas, if you were going to cook a 25-pound turkey and then a 10-pound casserole, they'll both fit in that prestige double oven.
Yes, it certainly will.
Yeah.
And then the other thing too is that when in Europe, it's a no-brainer, you know, for the two side by side horizontal. Now, in the ones that are vertical, you were talking about, that's usually a 30-inch, and those are very small ovens, you know, especially the top ovens, very small. So these are actually bigger, and it also has a 36-inch footprint, and it also has that look of a more luxurious kitchen instead of it being like the other name brands that we were talking about initially,
and
right?
you could do them in colors. So if you wanted to have a little bit of a change in your kitchen where you wanted your range, which everybody really likes when you're looking at the Italian-made products anyways, we want that to be the focal point, Denise. So if you wanted to do that, hey, besides stainless steel, you could do burgundy, black, and white in that double oven and give yourself the chance to be, again, unique.
Right.
Innovative. You have the chance of doing something nobody else has. And that really works out well for a lot of customers that want to have something that isn't the same as everybody else. And if they're doing the kitchen over, this is your unique chance of making sure you can do something that when someone else comes into your kitchen, it's a focal point and something that will initiate a conversation.
And they are stunning. They are really stunning. And you can even, there are certain models that you carry. You actually have, let's tell everyone, there's actually 3 series that you have of ranges. You have the N series, which is the good old series that we had many, many years. And really, the only thing left in that series is the electric range, right? Right. Which is kind of cool to have a 36-inch range with an electric top if you want, and then have electric ovens. That is very unusual because usually you're relegated to a 30-inch, Me Too type brand, and you're very limited on the look. And you also carry induction. And I am a big, huge fan of induction. Huge fan. And
this is something that we were able to do today, Denise. I threw something out to my New England region today where I kind of did it as a pun or a play on words, where you talk about the range that we have from what we just talked about with that N series, where you do that in dual fuel, you're at $25.99.
Right.
If you come back and you do a color induction, you're at $57.49. So if you run into that contractor, you run into that person who flips houses, you're going to go back and find someone who just wanted to put a 36-inch range into their spot. You can go anywhere from a very reasonable price unit at $25.99 to one that's a little bit more upscale and lucrative that not everybody knew that you had. And honestly, when you can come back and tell a customer or a dealer that you have an induction range in stainless steel under $5,000.
Oh, it's huge.
It's a
36 inches.
Trigger. Yeah.
And
36.
Right. And looks like a range, because there are some manufacturers out there that have tried to do a 36-inch range, and they're not very attractive. They look like a cooktop on top of an oven. They don't have that real range look. And this one is just really, really pretty. And then you can do all those colors as well.
And the chemistry works out really well when you're talking about how that looks. The 5 burners, when you're looking from the N series all the way up to that designer. So that designer 36-inch, which is kind of our premier piece now, if you're doing it in dual fuel or gas, just the way that all those 5 burners coexist and have chemistry among all 5 spots is that middle burner is 17,000 BTUs, you're at 8,000s in the back, 12,000s in the front, and you never feel that you're really constricted for space. You always have enough space. And again, we go back and talking about that customer who loves to cook, loves to prepare, wants to entertain. It also highlights their kitchen with their stove, with how they're going to set up, how they're going to cook. You have so much versatility and opportunity to be able to be in this 5 burner category that, hey, we do have halogen lights. We do have dual convection. We do come back and have the ability of having that flexibility that you wanted to have, a glide out rack, a full length storage drawer. So as a competitively priced product, if you're looking at designer in gas, electric, and dual fuel, we're going to be at $33.99 at UMRP. So our dealer customers and our owners, they'll never be undercut, they'll never be undersold. And all of our cooking products still, Denise, come with a 2-year warranty.
Yes.
Parts, labor, and service call.
Which, I don't know if you know this, Will, but we do our own servicing in-house. So we're certified, so we add to that package. But you did steal a little bit of my thunder, I want to tell you, because I was going to really build this product up because there's a lot to talk about, and we still have a lot more. But what's really important to me, why I looked at it, not because it is beautiful, but it's beautiful. We've had a lot of years with it, so I'm very confident about it. But it feels a price point that is hard to fill. I have a lot of other products they're great products, but you're looking at maybe $10,000, $12,000 on up. So to have something like this in a dual fuel from $25.99, and again, an induction. I have induction pieces, but again, way over $5,000. So a 36-inch induction range at this price point, this is huge. And it's an important price point in my lineup because I don't have much in that price area because of the type of appliances that we carry. We don't try to knock our heads with, the Best Buys or the Home Depots or, the big boxes. There's nothing wrong with that, but, why go there? It's a lot more fun doing what we're doing. So that's one of the unique things about the Verona. People come in, they love the looks of it. When you start talking about, what it does and the specs and the mechanics of it, and then you tell them the price, they're like, wow, are you kidding me? or maybe
the other thing too, we've done a lot. We've really gone more customer service centric over the past 3 to 5 years. And again, that's one of the true differentiators that we have for EuroChef is when we have a staff that's in Brentwood, New York at our corporate headquarters.
Awesome staff.
Yep, and there's 5 people who work there that look to answer the phones, give us support for all of us out here in the field. But I think the game changers for our company are those people behind the scenes. They're very unsung. They're really only put to task when it's an emergency more than anything else. But the way that they handle customers, the people that we have that's working with the New England group, that's one of my groups I work with as well as Intercounty. We answer the phone.
Exactly.
We give good advice. We're a guardian angel for those self-servicing dealers like yourself, Denise, that if you go out and you have a service call, you call us up and 2 or 3 service techs would be more than willing to FaceTime with you and with your techs to make sure that they're comfortable and confident in servicing the product. But more importantly, before we even started, we authorized the service call. You received the part or 2 parts that you needed.
Right away.
And we're very confident that one time that you have a service call, we're going to resolve it. And it's going to be over. It's going to make you guys look really, really great as a dealer. It gives back the full confidence back in from the customer that they're dealing with someone who works really, really well with us. And that chemistry going back and forth with EuroChef, it is one of those things that we can harp on as being customer service centric to be able to say, hey, if there is a concern that you have from me as a regional sales rep or me as a, being the proponent going back to talking to the people at EuroChef, we all work together as one big team. And my success goes back to EuroChef's success that comes back ultimately to your success as the dealer. And finally, our primary person, which is the customer.
Right. And that is important because there are a lot of other companies that we work with that are great companies and we're on hold. We're going through a tree where when I call EuroChef, I get someone on the phone and unfortunately they usually recognize my voice. Hello, Denise.
You're guilty, right?
Right. But we rarely touch the Verona products, rarely touch. But when we do, our tech, if he ever has any questions or wants to know about a part, he can call. I don't think there was ever a time where we didn't have a part that we were able to have within our hands within a week. But again, we rarely do touch these. Tell me a little bit about Verona in Italy. That's kind of of mysterious. I want to know about the Italian part of the company. Now, I know it really is made in Italy, right?
It
Out
is.
of Venice. So that's
Yep.
kind of cool. But I know that they've been around a long time, since like 1950 something or
58. Since
58.
It's 1958. The company has changed hands a couple different ways with 3 or 4 manufacturers that we went through. But Harvey LaBelle, who's our president, he made that conscious effort in 2001 to be the sole importer out of Italy for Verona. Now, for about 17 out of those 20 years, we also dealt with a company that was called Ilve. And Ilve was our real high promotional end that we had. And it was almost like a la carte. If you wanted to have your knobs to be a certain way, you wanted your handle to be a certain way, you wanted your top to be a different color, you were able to have basically anything you wanted. And it was kind of like, kind of kidding around like a Mr. Potato Head, is that you had everything you wanted and how you got put together back at the factory. And it was one of those things where you paid for the features that you wanted your uniqueness, and that's kind of what we did with EuroChef. We made the decision a couple years ago to go back and focus on Verona, and it gave us a chance with what we talked about with the N series, the Prestige, the Designer, and the Induction, that legitimately now in 2021, we have 4 unique categories for Verona that's made over in Venice and comes over here where it's not touched by anybody else until we get it into our corporate headquarters in New York. But we know, because of how well the reputation is over in Italy, and this is also why we were able to give that 2nd-year warranty, is because we have so much trust and belief in how well these things are made, that we are going to give you the 2nd-year warranty with the support you expect when you're buying something of this entry-level mass premium luxury appliance company.
And another thing too about dealing with EuroChef that I appreciate is that if there was ever anything that was kind of like borderline or, iffy, it was always in favor of the customer. Always. They never once, well, it's been 2 years, that's it. They're always awesome to work with, always.
And I think things have as we both know, Denise, the market has changed so much, and even in the last 2 to 3 years, with what's been going on with the pandemic, with what's been going on with just tremendous growth across the nation with all our different manufacturers, we've had the same growing pains as much as anybody else. I think EuroChef has positioned ourselves so well to be ready for the next 12 months, for the next 3 years to the next 10 years of what we want to accomplish. And we're all working on the same page, which I think is for the first time of being over communicative, to be able to come back and be aware for the dealer. But also, when you talk about having availability for certain appliances, we know with what's going on in Italy, and we're just waiting on containers to be unloaded in New York. And, it's kind of like that card game. It's like, what container is going to be unloaded today? Maybe it's fine, maybe it's not. But, I think availability for us, for our groups that we represent, the only thing we're having challenges with, like everybody else, is refrigeration. Our stoves are in great shape. Our dishwashers are in great shape. We have plenty of hoods, and we've introduced some new products in this quarter. So,
and I want to talk about that. But I was going to give you some kudos because we have had some major issues with getting product in. You're coming all the way from Italy, and I think the most I've waited for something was maybe 3 weeks. So really kudos. You all have done a really good job. So I'm getting ready to place some more orders for the suites that we're going to talk about, and they have refrigeration. Now I'm a little bit worried.
It's going to work. It's going to work itself out. And the problem is, if it was only a EuroChef Verona, and I wouldn't be able to show my face into our customers. So knowing that it's coming and having the belief in having good conversations with our dealers, they understand that it is something that is a industry-wide situation.
Oh yes.
It's not Verona, it's not Burt, it's not Whirlpool.
It's everybody. Yes.
So the thing that we take a little bit of more consolation in is the fact that when you look for us, we only have one refrigerator and we have one dishwasher. So when you look at our complete kitchen package suite, it's much easier for those dealers like yourself to come back and say, oh, you're looking at a Verona suite? Not only can you get that full suite with a designer range for less than $7,500.
So that's my thunder again, you stole.
I'll let you go, but
No, I'm just teasing.
Yeah, no, it's great because it's part of our story. It's part of our Verona story. Part of what myself and my colleagues do when we're out in the tri-state region is also down in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Washington, D.C. I work with two fantastic field reps that also share in my responsibility for what I do. I represent New England. I have a colleague who does New Jersey and New York and Connecticut. And I also have another colleague that works down by Washington, D.C. and takes care of everything down in that area. We work really well together. We talk to each other about every couple of days to a weekly basis, but our story is the same. And I think where it works out a little bit better is that when we talk about having an induction range for under $5,000, we talk about having a full suite package for under $7,500.
That's huge, Will. That's huge. And it being a luxury appliance package, not just, it's a luxury appliance package. Very unique look.
Our job, Denise, we want to try to make sure that we're setting our dealers up that if you come into my store as a customer and you trigger the conversation by saying, Mr. Jones, I'm here today in Jones Appliance Store because I need a 36 range and I don't know what to do. Can you help me? If we trigger our dealer and team owners to come back and say, well, Mr. Jones, let me show you Verona. And if that starts the conversation, we did our jobs. But by also being available to our dealers and our store owners, I think the more credibility we gain, the more comfortable people come with what they want to do selling our stuff. And when you're confident being in front of those appliances with those people, it's really easy to sell because you know what you want to describe, you know how you want to talk about it. And Verona is a very easy appliance line to talk about, but the luxury nature of it is why it's going to stay.
Exactly. That's what, it's not just the price point, because you can buy stuff out there in that price point, but it's really hard to get the luxury appliance and that beautiful look, the beautiful efficiency, where you feel like you're really, working on a really world-class range. If you're doing wok cooking, you're going to get wok cooking results. If you're searing, on and on and on, you're baking the perfect cake, you're going to get that with the Verona range. But it's well priced and it's beautiful and it comes from Italy. So, you're going to have all your friends and neighbors all looking at your stuff going, ooh, that's nice. That's really pretty. That's stunning. And I love the colors. And you also can do things like on your designer series. I love how you can change out the knobs. So you get stainless knobs, which are cool, but you also can get black knobs or that what I call red wine knobs. Right. And right now, if you buy a designer series range, you even get those for free. That's awesome.
And we also throw in a cutting board as well.
Right.
So when that customer, it's hopefully going to lead, and it goes through the end of the month. So we have it to the end of May.
Right.
And it gives people the opportunity, if they were looking at designer for all those host of features we talked about before, and there's a price differential of $500 from prestige to designer. Right. But those changes or those up features that we have going from prestige to designer is worth it.
Exactly.
And then the pricement that you have, it is a $200 value if you bought it off of promotion.
Right.
Those accessory knobs are $200. And, the silver knobs are great, but these rubberized knobs, it is one of those things that when you look at it inside the dealer's store, it's an automatic game changer and a conversation starter.
Right.
You can get in front of that customer and the first thing they do is like, whoa, what's that? And they look at it and you start your conversation where we want everyone to be is in front of that Verona range.
Right.
You can start going down that path for a Verona suite package. And it's not that hard to complete the whole thing, especially for a lot of those dealers who support us. And, they have the range, they have the refrigerator. A lot of people still carry the dishwasher with us as well.
Yes, and the dishwasher has that much coveted third rack. And it's super, super quiet at a great price point. I mean, absolutely fabulous. And you could even put a wood panel on it as well.
We're looking at that dishwasher all the time. And the dishwasher works out fine. It's at 45 decibels. It has a heating element on the bottom, so a lot of people that complain or comment that they're not able to dry all those pots and pans, and especially plastics all the time. The plastics will probably remain the only thing in the dishwasher that won't completely dry, but having a heating element helps make sure that we're going to do the best we can for everything else. And it starts to eliminate a little bit better with spotting and some of the stuff that's left on those glasses. But with 3 racks, it's very easily adjustable. It has a fully integrated control panel and 3 indicator lights on the front.
Right, it's beautiful. And then the fridge is really beautiful. It's a French door style, and I love the way that it has the 2 drawers on the bottom. That's really nice too. That it's a nice look, but it's also affords you a better way of compartmentalizing. You know, all the pizza goes here, and the snacks go here, and the hamburgers go there. I like that, so you're not having to dig through a huge bin, which is nice too.
And we're very happy that everything is monochromatic. So the grade and the grain of the stainless steel will all match for all 4 pieces that you put inside your kitchen. Everything is going to be off of the designer handle. So when you go back and look at the handles on the refrigerator, the handle on the dishwasher, and the handle on your range, it's all going to match.
And beautiful handles, by the way.
What's that?
Beautiful handles. The handles really are nice.
It's easy to grab. It does give you a very nice aesthetic, but I think more importantly, compared to some of the other people in our category and some on the category that goes a little bit higher, the only thing that Verona has for a badge is our range. So, it's not obnoxious. You don't see it's not a big plate.
Right.
You understand that it's Verona, but if you look at the refrigerator and the dishwasher,
very clean.
It's not overwhelming.
Right.
And I think that's what people like about our product as well.
Right, exactly. So do you think that what's coming down the pike? Anything that we need to know about?
We just introduced our new 30-inch gas wall oven.
Okay. That's
and
unusual.
It's something we had from a couple years ago. We just reintroduced it, and it's going to be one of our premier pieces for spring, summertime for us.
Okay, awesome.
It's great for a replacement business, but again, that's one of the few things that really nobody else has. So a 30-inch gas wall oven, there's a business for it. We had it before. We brought it back. We're really, really excited over it. And the other thing that we're really pleased to introduce now for the first quarter were 4 new gas cooktops.
Oh, really?
We have a 12, a 24, a 30, and a 36.
Wow.
Both the 30 and the 36 come with 5 burners. And the crazy thing about our 36-inch gas cooktop is that it's 500 BTUs higher than our designer range.
Really? That's amazing.
So we go to 16,000 BTUs on the 30, 18,000 BTUs on the 36 cooktop. Still going to be at $11.99. So it's a very aggressive price point.
Yeah, that is very aggressive. That's exciting. Very exciting. So when you're looking at doing the colors, I know that only the range is able to be in color. The rest of it isn't. But I have seen pictures in House. I think it's House Beautiful, Architectural Digest, several of Verona kitchens. That when I look at it, I have to do a double take. It's like because the surroundings are beautiful. You look at the backsplashes and the hoods, and they're just stunning. You would think that this kitchen was a $50,000 kitchen. Seriously, and I know the price point. I go, I can't believe that. That looks beautiful.
It does. Yeah. So with our designer and with our induction, we have the opportunity for all 6 colors. So with the stainless steel, we do the matte and the gloss black. We have burgundy and white. And, because I'm partial with my last name, the slate gray works out really well.
I'm real partial to the matte black. It just looks yummy. It's so pretty.
Matte black with a burgundy knob is an absolute knockout.
Yes, absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Well, Will, I cannot believe this, but do you know that we're out of time? And we still have a lot more to talk about. I know. We have a lot more to talk about, but I'm going to be bringing you back, I have a feeling, to talk about some other things.
I'd love to come back, Denise. Yeah. I really would. This was a lot of fun.
Yes, and it was very, very, educational as to the Verona line. So I wanted people to get to understand your company and also the Verona line, to understand why we like it so much and we've been selling it so well. We have people come in and they'll tell us, I was having dinner at so-and-so's house and they had a Verona. They've had it 8 years or whatever, and they love it. And I want to look at it too. So we also have a lot of people coming in that have been referred to or seen the Verona range. And it's so exciting to have the dishwasher and the fridge now to be able to offer that suite. And it's super exciting, the price point that we can offer. When I talk to builders, Will, they're like, oh my gosh, I can get a whole suite for my client for under $7,000. That's amazing.
And we're one of the few people that still gives an incentive back to the customer as an instant rebate for $800 off of UMRP.
That's amazing. It really is.
It's a great advantage for someone who wants to take advantage of a great product and an excellent price.
Well, Will, thank you very much. Now, you do have a great website. You can see these products on my website, homeworkssa.com, but you can go to EuroChef, EuroChefUSA.com, and they've done a great job. You can even play with the different colors and the different lines. You just, there's like a little filter there that you can put in the size, and then single oven, double oven, electric, dual fuel, whatever, and then the color. So you can kind of really get an idea about what the ranges look like. And then you can call us or come in, and then we will be happy to place your order. We have the Verona ranges because we think that it will make your homework better for you at Homeworks. That's why we love, love, love our EuroChef product line, the Verona. The art of cooking, crafted in Italy. Thank you so much, Will.
Thank you, Denise. I really appreciate you having me today.